You're listening to Cool FM. Cool FM is a TVH Group of Networks radio station. Tondo's greatest hits are here. You are listening to Cool FM. Live from Cool Studios. This is koolNews Primetime.
Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. This is koolNews Primetime. My name is Caro and today is October 18, 2024 and here are tonight's headlines. Different lawmakers from the House of Representatives have called on Vice President Sara Duterte to stop diverting issues and instead answer questions raised regarding her past and present office budget utilization. In separate statements on Friday, Gabriela Party List Representative Arlene Brosas, Senior Deputy Speaker Aurelio Gonzalez Jr., Majority Leader Manuel Jose Dalipe, and Manila 3rd District Representative Joe Chua believe it would be better for the Vice President to face these accusations head-on. According to Brosas, Duterte was just diverting public opinion by treating her press briefing earlier as a drama analog show where she told stories. We are appalled by the recent diversionary tactics employed by Vice President Sara Duterte amid serious allegations of misuse of public funds and corruption within the Department of Education. This is merely a deliberate attempt to shift public attention through a tell-all interview on her relationship with the Marcos family, a narrative that serves no purpose in addressing the pressing issues at hand, Brosas said. Hindi ito malala mo kaya episode, Brosas said, referring to the television show where letter centers narrators' life stories. Vice President Duterte's reluctance to face these corruption allegations head-on, coupled with her theoretics, is a desperate bid to save face, she added. Gonzalez said the people deserve answers since public funds are the subject of the House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability hearings. Public funds are at stake here. Stop diverting the issue and address the controversy directly, Gonzalez said. Huwag puro iwas, the people deserve clear answers. Pati military ginamit mo, yet they were denied what was to be done. This needs to be explained. The senior deputy speaker was referring to observations by House members that DepEd, while under Duterte, made it seem that they used their controversial funds for a youth training program when the Armed Forces of the Philippines and local government units shouldered most of the expenses. During the committee hearing on Thursday, Bandagas 2nd District Representative Gerville Luistro asked Army Colonel Manaros Boransing as to what agencies' funds were used for the Youth Leadership Summit and anti-insurgency campaign for young people, which DepEd supposedly allocated 50 million pesos of its CF. Boransing said the Philippine Army and the local government units spent funds for the YLS. The Commission on Audit also confirmed to Luistro that the acknowledgement receipts used by DepEd to show how the 15 million pesos controversial funds was spent actually refer to the YLS. However, DepEd labeled this disbursement as rewards to informers. The Lipet said refusal to address these issues shows diversionary tactics. Instead of addressing these serious allegations, she's attacking others. The education system declined under her leadership and public funds were mishandled. She must take responsibility, the Lipet pointed out. This is not the time for deflections or personal attacks, Gonzalez said. Public funds were misused and the education system suffered under her leadership. Vice President Duterte must explain where the money went. The public deserves transparency about how public money, military resources, and the education sector were handled. It's time for Duterte to stop dodging and face the music, the Lipet added. Chua, chairperson of the House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability, said that people cannot help think that Duterte's briefing is just a diversion if she did not tackle the issues raised during the hearing. If she did not answer the issues that were discussed yesterday, we can think of it that way, that it is a diversion, he noted. During the briefing on Friday, Duterte started off with narrating her path to the vice presidency, relaying that her father, former President Rodrigo Duterte, was really discouraging him from running for president. The younger Duterte also criticized her former allies in the UNI team, running mate and now President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., and her former campaign manager, Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez. Later in the briefing, Duterte said that the Accusations leveled against DepEd during the committee hearing on Thursday are not enough to substantiate issues, claiming that lawmakers only want to make it seem that confidential funds were misused so that public perception of her would be negative. But aside from the confidential fund usage, another DepEd official admitted that envelopes containing money, allegedly from former Secretary and Vice President Duterte, reached his office. Former DepEd Bids and Awards Committee Head Director Rusty Osias said this after being asked by Manila Executive Representative Ronaldo Villarino about this issue. Villarino was referring to former Education Undersecretary Gloria Jumamil Mercado's claims during the September 25 hearing that envelopes containing money supposedly from Duterte were given to her by Assistant Secretary Sunshine Farjada, which she believes was intended to influence her decision. Mercado was previously head of DepEd's procuring entity. Mercado, during Luis Tro's interpellation in the September 25 hearing, said that she felt the money was meant for her to act in favor of the past DepEd administration. Luis Tro's questions were prompted by Mercado's claims in her sworn affidavit that there were envelopes handed to her by Assistant Secretary Sunshine Farjada. Mercado said in her testimony that Farjada claimed it came directly from Duterte. However, Mercado said Duterte's Chief of Staff, Undersecretary Lulica Lopez of the Office of the Vice President, asked her to resign from office after she raised several concerns regarding the procurement for the agency's compensation program. The Senate panel investigating illegal Philippine offshore gaming operators will be inviting Lin Suhan, a POGO boss under the identity of El Ludong, to its next hearing, Senator Risa Hontiveros confirmed Friday. We will also write to the courts handling his cases to have POGO boss El Ludong attend the final hearing, Hontiveros said in Filipino. In El Ludong's latest arrest, if there are theories linking him to Guo Huaping, we need to establish that connection, she added. Senator Sherwin Cachillian on Tuesday said Lin's presence was vital to the next hearing of the Hontiveros-led probe, as he wanted to see whether the POGO big boss was connected to other scam farms. We need to establish all of this. Who is connected to whom and what these connections are to complete the picture in our investigation, Hontiveros said. Still, there are bigger bosses involved who have yet to be held accountable. We must catch them and ensure they answer for their crimes against many innocent people, she added. Lin was arrested by operatives of the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission at the subdivision in Pinas City in Laguna Province last October 10. The POAC reported that Lin, who is said to have arrived in the Philippines in 2016 and set up POGO hubs in 5 regions, used the identity and passport of a certain individual named El Ludong. When asked what a separate Senate probe can contribute to the investigation on President Rodrigo Duterte's war on drugs, Senator Risa Hontiveros said it would complement the House of Representatives Quad Committee. Much has been revealed at the House Quadcom. This is not a competition. We can view this as complementation. Hontiveros to reporters at the briefing on Friday. The senator said, pwede na lang itagdak pa dun sa Quadcom ay palagay ko yung perspektiba lalong-lalo na ni Duterte. Hontiveros previously recommended a Senate Committee of the Whole to investigate Duterte's bloody anti-drug campaign to make victims feel more free to discuss their experiences. A Senate Committee of the Whole comprises all senators with the Senate President as chair. I think the Senate Committee of the Whole and not one single committee can give victims and survivors of the war on drugs and EGKS more ease to come and speak, she said. Two House Quadcom chairpersons supported the recommendation. On Thursday, Senator Christopher Bongo filed a resolution for the chamber to open its own investigation into the drug war. Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa earlier said he was planning a probe in the chamber and inviting former President Duterte, but the Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs will lead in his proposal. De la Rosa chairs the committee. Both Gold and De la Rosa are close friends of Duterte. In her October 11 House Quad panel testimony, retired police scholar Rowena Garma alleged Go was coordinated with National Police Commissioner Eldeberto Leonardo, informing a nationwide scheme to reward officers for killings of drug suspects. Meanwhile, De La Rosa was National Police Chief and top implementer for Duterte's brutal campaign against drugs and was named in the roster accused of crimes against humanity before the International Criminal Court. And the spirit of volunteerism can help the progressives win in the 2024 elections, Mamamayang Liberal Party list third nominee attorney Erin Tandada said on Friday. Tandada recounted the volunteer movement that sparked for the presidential campaign of former Vice President Leni Robredo and other candidates in the 2022 elections. He also pointed out how the situation from the 2019 elections gradually changed. In 2022, I was not a candidate, but I was in the campaign team of VP Leni. We saw that the situation gradually changed and volunteerism showed to campaign for the candidacy of Leni, Kiko, and other senators, Tandada said in a mix of Filipino and English during the fall. The volunteerism, dubbed as the Pink Movement, saw the rise of supporters launching different activities and programs in every campaign sortie and political event. Although it may not be enough, we think that in the upcoming elections, if we harness it again together with other progressive groups, this volunteerism can push through. It may not be all, but progressive party lists and senators can win in the elections, Tandada added. Tandada also said that voters' education is important in an election campaign, acknowledging that they will go against reachable aspirants. Meanwhile, the party list third nominee also shared their campaign experience during the 2019 elections, where he ran as senator. He said that supporters were afraid to campaign for them. The situation before was difficult under the Duterte administration. Red tagging was used against us. Even President Duterte red tagged me, and yet we saw that because of that atmosphere, supporters got scared to go out and campaign for us, Tandada said in a mix of Filipino and English. Former President Rodrigo Duterte openly quipped and mocked the members of the also direct show slate, who were all strange critics of him, saying that the slate will go straight to hell. Tandada ran out of the slate alongside Senator aspirant Bam Aquino and Akbayang Party List first nominee Jill Digno. The slate did not secure any seat in the Magic 12. It is now 9:12 in the evening, and we will get back into with more national, international, along with showbiz headlines and for the tomorrow's weather forecast when we return here on koolNews Primetime. Stick around, we will be right back.
Fujidenzo believes that appliances are long-term investments, so it is very important to choose wisely. And what could be a wiser choice than using reliable, durable, and energy-saving appliances from Fujidenzo? Just like families and companies trusting Fujidenzo, you will see the difference when you upgrade your usual appliances to Fujidenzo HD inverter appliances. Fujidenzo, quality above all. Upgrade your home, upgrade your business with Fujidenzo. Quality above all.
Hello?
Hello, Tay. Kumusta na po kayo?
Ito, okay lang kami, anak.
Namimiss ko na kayo eh.
Kami nga rin, anak. Namimiss ka na namin ng nanay mo.
Alagaan ninyo ang inyong mga sarili, ha?
Oo naman. Haba, kami pa. Eto nga, ako ngayon nagkakarpintero eh.
Ha? Pati ba naman yan ginagawa nyo pa?
Wala ito, anak. Nagpapapawis lang naman eh.
Tay, gusto ko pagdating ko dyan, masaya tayong lahat.
Abay, oo naman.
Oo nga pala, huwag niyong kalilimutan. Dapat araw-araw kayong mag-vitamin C, ha? Yung Mark C.
Oo naman, anak. Oo, yung Mark C.
Sige po, Tay. Bye-bye. Mag-Mark C, ha?
Okay, anak. Ingat ka dyan. Maraming salamat. Bye! Mag-Mark C araw-araw para always kang healthy. Ang Mark C ay mabibili na sa inyong mga suking tindahan, botika at drugstores dito sa inyong lugar. Ascorbic acid plus zinc is the generic name of Mark C.
Hirap magpahinga? May mga gamot para dyan. Pero, relax. Mag-efficacent oil. Sa unang amoy at hagod, ramdam ang ginhawa na trusted by all. Unahin ang trusted ginhawa. Unahin ang efficacent.
Methyl salicylate plus menthol plus camphor is a generic name of efficacent oil. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Laging pagod sa trabaho at kulang sa pahinga? Ayon sa mga pag-aaral, pwede itong magsanhi ng kakulangan ng sustansya na maaaring magdulot ng alta presyon, mataas na blood sugar, pati paghina ng resistensya. Makakatulong ang pag-inom ng Centrum Advance araw-araw, kasabay ng tamang pagkain at exercise. Ang Centrum Advance ay complete from A to Zinc, tulong sa malusog na puso, normal blood pressure at blood sugar. Tulong din para sa energy at resistensya. Simula edad 20 pataas, alagaan ang katawan, kasama ang Centrum Advance. This has been Medifacts for Centrum. Multivitamins plus minerals is the generic name of Centrum Advance. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Sige na, sagutin mo na ako.
Ano ka? Sinuswerte?
Yes! Sa San Miguel Beer, Tansan Katutak Panalo under the crown promo. Uminom at silipin ng Tansan at baka manalo. May 6 na Toyota Zenix HEV, 40 Yamaha NMAX na motor, 250 Samsung A15 smartphones, libo-libong San Miguel Beer shirts, jackets, at libreng beer. Up to 100 million pesos worth of prizes. Sali na sa San Miguel Beer, Tansan Katutak Panalo under the crown promo. Promo from July 1 to December 31, 2024 for DOH FDA CFRR permit number 0646 series of 2024. Drink responsibly.
Kung pagpipiliin kung anong kakainin, gulay ang aking tanging hiling. Daling repolyo at carrots, masustansyang talaga. Broccoli at cauliflower, puno ng vitaminas. Sarap, bell pepper at saka sayote. Masarap na iulam, champion na putahe. Mabuti sa katawan, the best sa isipan. Mga gulay ang superstar sa aming kainan. Tara na't kumain at tangkilikin. Gulay na nakahain, huwag palalampasin. Roxanile ipa, punong-puno ng sustansya. Gulay number 1.
Ang mensaheng ito ay handog sa inyo ng Department of Agriculture at ng hipilang ito.
May bagong energy na! All new Best Ever Enervon, Enervon C+. Powered with zinc, vitamin C, vitamins B1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 12, at vitamin E. All new Best Ever Enervon! Hey! Enervon C+.
Unilab yan.
Multivitamins plus zinc is the generic name of Enervon Z+. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
One Gaia Foundation, in cooperation with Mr. Benny Saturno, presents The One Gaia Stage Quest. The One Gaia Stage Quest. Ang auditions para sa One Gaia Singing Souls at Dancing Hopes ay gaganapin sa October 26 and 27, 2024. Maaaring sumali ang mga kids ages 12 and below and for teens from age 13 to 18. Pwedeng solo, duo, or groups of 3 to 6 members. Mag-uumpisa ang registration mula 10 a.m. hanggang 12 noon at ang actual auditions naman ay mula 1 p.m. onwards. The One Gaia Stage Quest. The One Gaia Stage Quest. Happening on October 26 and 27, 2024 at Jackman Plaza. See you there!
Coco Martin po, certified Argentina corned beef lover. Kasi naman, ang hibla, malaman. Made with 100% real beef pa. At masarap talaga. Hinahanap-hanap kita. Sarap ng Argentina. Sa presyong abot kaya, promise. Busog ang araw-araw ko. As part of 3 complete meals.
Basta para sa anak ko, ito todo buhos ang nutrisyon.
Dahil ngayon, ang Birch Tree Fortified may tripleng tulong sa kalusugan niya. Helps with immunity, bone health, at brain function. With a balanced diet and healthy lifestyle for those aged 3 and above.
Yan ang Lakas Depensa Plus Support Nutrients.
Araw-gabi tayong dalawa.
With Birch Tree Fortified.
Support nutrients refer to vitamins A and C for immunity, calcium and phosphorus for bone health, and zinc for brain function.
Ay, bakit kaya may sakit na naman siya?
Mga kababayan, ang pagbabakuna ay subok, epektibo at ligtas na proteksyon ng ating katawan laban sa mga sakit. Simula sa ika-7 ng Oktubre, sa pagtutulungan ng Department of Health at ng Department of Education, maaari nang makapagbakuna ng libre sa mga pampublikong paaralan. Sa isang bagong Pilipinas, bawat buhay mahalaga.
The insane rock of Manila has never been this good. This is how we rise up. Heavy as a hurricane, louder than a freight train. Tinapos mo ako sa sarili kong mundo. This is what you asked for. This is what you asked for. Heavy is the... This is Rock Weekdays with G. Mondays to Fridays, 4:30 p.m. on Cool FM. This is what you asked for. Heavy is the... Heavy is the... Cool FM.
It's 9:20 in the evening and welcome back to koolNews Primetime. Let's continue with the headlines. The Northern Negros Electric Cooperative has announced that power was fully restored to Victoria City and the towns of EB Macalona and Manala at 10:59 a.m. on Friday, October 18. We have achieved 100% power restoration, it said in a statement. No NECO installed a 10 megavolt amperes power transformer at its Victoria's substation to replace a 15 MVA transformer that broke down on Tuesday, said its general manager, Ulbe Bilbao. The damage to the 50 MVA power transformer at the Victoria's substation had plunged 30,000 households into darkness in EB Macalona, Victoria's, and portions of Manapla and 5:50 a.m. Tuesday, but 90% of the power had been restored as of Wednesday afternoon. Bilbao said most of the remaining areas whose power was fully restored on Friday were in remote locations. A leader of the House of Representatives on Friday called on President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to establish an independent fact-finding commission to investigate extrajudicial killings tied to the previous administration's war on drugs. House Minority Leader Marcelino Libanan said the proposed commission should operate independently of the executive and legislative branches. We urge the President to form a panel similar to the Agrava Fact-Finding Board that will probe the summary killings and identify all individuals who may be held criminally liable, Libanon said in a statement. He said the independent commission should also consist of individuals with a reputation for fairness and impartiality. It should consist of distinguished individuals who are highly regarded for their fairness and impartiality and who are not politically assigned, he said. Libanon was referring to the Agrava Fact-Finding Board as a model which was formed to investigate the 1983 assassination of former Senator Benigno Nino Aquino Jr. at the Manila International Airport. The board was chaired by the country's first woman judge, retired Appellate Court Justice Corazon Agrava, alongside lawyer Luciano Salazar, businessman Dante Santos, educator Armando Dizon, and labor leader Ernesto Herrera, who was later elected senator. The board concluded that Aquino was killed by a military conspiracy led by then Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, General Fabian Ver, and ultimately recommended the conviction of 16 soldiers for Aquino's assassination, resulting in their sentencing to double life imprisonment. Executive Secretary Lucas Persamin previously stated that the Marcos government places the highest importance on the fair dispensation of justice and on the universal observance of rule of law in ongoing investigations into drug-related extrajudicial killings. The House Quad Committee has been prompting the alleged extrajudicial killings that supposedly transpired during the Duterte administration's drug war. Former Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office General Manager Rorina Garma previously testified that an organized reward system existed with large sums of money being distributed to officers as part of the operations to kill drug suspects. The Department of Foreign Affairs said Thursday it strongly condemns any action that endangers the United Nations peacekeepers against the backdrop of Israeli strikes in Lebanon. These attacks injured 5 UN personnel positioned along the Blue Line. The DFA did not mention a specific country, but said the statement refers to the status of the United Nations interim force in Lebanon. The Philippines strongly condemns any action that endangers the safety and security of UN peacekeepers as they fulfill their mandate in accordance with the Charter of the United Nations, DFA spokesperson Major Teresita Daza said in a statement. We urge all UN member states to uphold their obligations under international law and ensure that peacekeepers are permitted to carry out their critical work, she noted. Violations of peacekeeping mandates undermine the rules-based international order and destabilize regions where peace efforts are most needed, she added. Daza reiterated that DFA remains committed to multilateral cooperation for the promotion of international peace and security. And now for the international news, North Korea has decided to send a large-scale troop deployment to support Moscow's war in Ukraine, with 1,500 special forces already in Russia's Far East and undergoing training, so spy agency said Friday. The National Intelligence Service released detailed satellite images and said showed the first deployment of elite North Korean Special Forces soldiers being moved by Russian military vessels to Vladivostok. Seoul spy agency said that between October 8 and 13, it had detected North Korea transported its special forces to Russia via a Russian Navy transport ship, confirming the start of North Korea's military participation in Moscow's war in Ukraine. The first contingent of troops, which South Korea media said were from an elite unit under North Korea's Special Operations Force, also known as the Sun Corps, are currently stationed in military bases across Russia's Far East. The Special Forces soldiers are expected to be deployed to the front lines of the European conflict as soon as they complete acclimatization training, NIS said. These soldiers have been issued Russian military uniforms and Russian-made weapons, the NIS said. This seems to be an effort to disguise the fact that they are North Korean troops by making them appear as Russian soldiers, NIS added. More troops are likely to be sent soon, NIS said, adding that it estimated the North could send around 12,000 soldiers in total. A second transport operation is expected to take place soon, it said. The NIS said Friday that the North had provided Russia with more than 13,000 containers worth of artillery, shells, missiles, anti-tank rockets, and other lethal weapons since last August. South Korea's President Yoon Suk-yeol convened an emergency security meeting Friday, slamming Pyongyang's move as a significant security threat not only to our country, but also to the international community. NATO Chief Mark Rutte said Friday the alliance could not yet confirm the South Korean intelligence. At this moment, our official position is that we cannot confirm reports that North Koreans are actively now as soldiers engaged in the war effort, Rutte told reporters following a meeting of NATO defense ministers. But this, of course, might change. China said it hoped all parties would work to de-escalate the situation and commit to a political settlement, the foreign ministry said. And now for the showbiz, actress Jodie Santa Maria expressed her sadness over the news that ABC Corporation had let go of another batch of employees amid financial struggles due to declining ad revenues. Santa Maria reposted a news article about the Lopez family-led company's difficult decision to lay off around 100 employees and wrote in her caption, "Heartbreaking," adding a broken heart emoji. Aside from the actress, broadcast journalist Linda Jumilia Abalos also extended her sympathies to the employees affected by the layoffs, writing on X for Twitter, "Hugs to everyone affected," with crying and broken heart emoji. Jumilia Abalos also slammed those trying to make a joke out of the dismissal of employees. People are losing their jobs and facing a bleak Christmas, and some just want to be alignedly evil, she stated. And now, it's time for the weather forecast. The country will experience very fair weather on Saturday due to the atmospheric changes and astronomical services and extension forecast set for the night. Weather specialist Anna Loren Dorda said in the previous afternoon forecast that most parts of the country will enjoy fair weather, especially Metro Manila and other parts of the zone. But in the afternoon and evening, we can expect sudden little showers brought by localized thunderstorms, Dorda said in Filipino. In Visayas and Mindanao, we can expect generally fair weather or slightly cloudy to cloudy skies tomorrow. If there will be rain, it will only be scattered, especially in the afternoon and evening. Yeah. Because the low pressure area just outside the Philippine area of responsibility was now 1,435 kilometers east of Philippine Luzon. Still weather bureau added that it was expecting the LPA to enter the Philippine area of responsibility over the weekend, saying there were little chances it would develop into a typhoon in the next 24 to 48 hours. The said LPA is still far from our Philippine landmass and it still does not have a direct impact on any part of the country, Loren Dorda said in Filipino. But at 2 p.m. this afternoon, there is a minimum chance or higher chances of it becoming a typhoon within the next 24 to 48 hours. Over the weekend or possibly by Sunday or Monday, this will enter our area of responsibility, she said. And that is it for the weather update. And that is it for Cool News Primetime. As always, if you have any news suggestions or feedback you want to share, you can get in touch with us at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. And we will return with more news headlines and the recap of today's headlines tomorrow with Cool News Early Edition, part of the local Pinos at 7. Until then, I'm Carlo. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.